Alrighty guys, what's going on everybody? Welcome back here to another live stream, my friends. It's been a hot minute since the last time we have done a stream around here, but we are back, my friends. Had ourselves a little bit of a break here and all that stuff, so it's good. I needed it. It's been quite a crazy last little bit. I can't even tell you the last time I had a day off streaming, so this was definitely pretty nice. Had a lot of other things going on in my personal life as well, but we are back in here in action, my friends. But what's up, everybody? Let's go and see what we have for today. First of all, big thank you goes to Crystal as well as Caden for the memberships. Crystal for 15 months and Caden for 19 months. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Let's see here. We got ourselves John. We have, let's see here, Marcus, Oklahoma. We have Doug. We have Todd. We have John. I think it's John. We have Divine. We have Double Rose. We have Roby. Tabletop. Let's see here. Kurt. John Calvin. Let's see here. Mr. Wolf. What's up, guys? Is it echoing? Oh, interesting. But anyways, hold on. Let me see what's going on here. Maybe it's the wrong microphone. No. It's working. Why is it echoing? Is it still echoing? Hold on. Man, so I take off a couple days and my stuff breaks down. Okay, is it? Oh, you know what? Is it? Do I have another? Okay. Yeah, let me know. Let me know if it keeps on echoing. Anyways, my friends, but what's up, everybody? Is it that bad? Hold on, is it literally that bad? I need to tune in on my live stream and listen to myself here. Hopefully it's not anything serious. Hopefully I didn't break my microphone or whatever. That would suck. Here, let me get through this ad real quickly. Yeah, believe it or not, on my own channel I get ads too. Whoa. Why is it echoing? What the heck? What is going on here? Hold on. Is it a setting? Okay, I don't know if that does anything or not. We only need to hear what I know. I wish I knew what was going on, man. I wish I. Is it? Found it out. I got it. I fixed it. It was picking up. Oh wait, no, it was picking up my camera's audio for some reason too. Not only was it picking up my main microphone, but it was also picking up my camera's microphone as well. Duck, you are right on that. That's exactly what just happened. Anyways, my friends, I hope everyone's doing good. Off to a great start, man. What's up, Kenny? Hope you're doing good. There we go. Shoot, I thought there was something wrong with my microphone. I was like, oh my god, am I gonna have to drop? Anyways, all right, so let's go ahead and work our way over here to the threat, my friends. We got a couple days worth of severe weather coming up, including today. We do have a little marginal risk out there. It was a slight risk. We did have a little bit of severe thunderstorm activity going on. Nothing too wild. No tornado threat today, so that's good. No tornadoes. Damaging winds, hail, 5% chances each. Nothing too big. So across the dark green area here, there is a possibility that we could have a couple of strong to potentially severe storms. Now tomorrow, same thing. Across two areas, we got a low pressure system that is working its way here across the Gulf, getting an impact like Florida, driving a bit of the potential of some thunderstorms and overall a lot of soaking rain. So to my Floridians out there, heads up, because we are going to be getting a bit of precipitation out here, so just a little bit of FYI for you. But tomorrow, we do have a small threat for severe weather across the coastal, like kind of the southeastern Louisiana, southern Mississippi, southern Alabama, and the panhandle of Florida. Also down in southern Florida, like the Miami, kind of Key West area, we're going to see a couple of severe thunderstorms being possible. Now, tomorrow, there is a tornado probability. It's a low-end threat, so nothing too wild for tomorrow regarding tornadoes. Damaging winds, 5% chance. Right around 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts possible, and hail. Hail's not a concern for southern Florida, but it is for the panhandle of Florida and some of those coastal areas like, Gulfport and, Mobile areas. Those areas will be at risk here regarding the potential of some small hail. All right, so then we're going to day three. Day three is Saturday. We do got a small threat in eastern North Carolina. A little marginal. Portions out there towards southern Florida. Once again, towards like Miami and the Keys. But then we start to work into the big stuff, my friends. As we approach our way over here to Sunday. We got ourselves a level 2 equivalent. We got a 15% risk regarding the potential for severe weather. Now, whenever the SPC does this, that usually means that there is a event on the horizon coming up here. And for Sunday, we're paying attention to areas out there by like central Kansas, western Oklahoma, portions out there by like northern Texas. We'll definitely keep an eye out there for that region, as there will be potential for severe weather. Now, this does continue into Monday even. Monday is at risk out there for places like Louisiana, central northern Louisiana, portions out there by central eastern Arkansas, and areas out there by like Mississippi, and even western Tennessee out there by like Memphis could be at risk out there. I think it's a little shy of Nashville. Nashville is like over here for the most part, so but I think it's still possible we could get a couple storms out by Nashville and some of those areas as well. So we'll keep it on it. Anyways, let's see here. It said there's going to be a heavy rain for New York City on Saturday. Is that true? Well, let's hop over to these models. We'll take a look at the long-range GFS here. My face cam's hidden so you guys can see the full picture. But, yeah, we got a real big system we were tracking. I made a video on this the other day explaining to you guys what was going on there. Got kind of a really big system popping off here. So, first of all, we're getting a lot of soaking rain for the south. We're going to need it because, honestly, we haven't had that much rain, at least where I'm at, in a while. So, this will be pretty good for a lot of us to get a little bit of rain. And then we're going to get kind of like a nor'easter out of this event here. So we have this low pressure system tracking across the Gulf. This will really kick up across like the mid-Atlantic. And there will be a good shot of some snow on this too. So heads up to my northeast people. Mostly for northern New England, not really for coastal because, the coasts are a little bit warmer due to the, the water temperature influence of the ocean here. But for the most part, yeah, the inland northern New England areas here definitely is going to be in the potential for some snowfall and obviously a bit of rainfall included as well for some of those other areas. Then we got another big system brewing here for the 25th. Not too far away, but it could be quite a snowmaker maybe for the northern country. Towards like Nebraska, North South Dakota, maybe Minnesota or so. And then after that, there's a couple other storm systems, but that's just too far down in time. So for now, it's really these two we're watching out there for. Mostly paying attention right now for the south, as we are going to be seeing a bit of, like I said, a bit of rainfall. And then, of course, this will, kick up a nor'easter here, kick up a lot of rain across the mid-Atlantic there, and, of course, then kick up across the northeast, which will drive a bit of snow. Yeah, bit of snowfall. So we'll definitely have to look out there for that. So, yeah, a lot of fun weather coming up. I'll tell you what, we're going to go ahead and actually hop over here. I'm going to pull back just for a minute. Okay, we're going to go back here. So here's what we're going to do. Okay, I'm going to look and see how much rain we're expecting. I haven't really looked at the models in a little bit regarding like the exact rain and stuff like that, how much we can expect. But let's look. Let's see here. So we're going to look at the GFS. Actually, let's do this site here first. Yeah, I think this will be a little better. QPF, and let's go ahead and bring up the southeastern U.S. So, like I said, we have a low pressure system. It's actually currently over Texas and Louisiana right now, which I'm going to show y'all. Yeah, so there you go. Currently, there it is. It's literally right there popping off here. There's actually a bit of, like I said, there's actually a bit of severe weather, as we talked about, for Texas today. Out of some storms, developing across central state, and portions out there by the coast. So a little bit of severe weather possible. Once again, no tornadoes today, thankfully. Just a little concern for some damaging winds, and I think hail. I'm pretty sure. I think I said there was a 5% hail threat. But the good news, the best news is that, yeah, so it is hail and damaging winds here. But the best news is that there's no tornadoes involved here, so that's obviously good. But yeah, so this is the system we're going to be watching out for the next little bit. But let's hop back over here to the models, and we're going to take a look and see what is going on. So here's the GFS. Wow, that's interesting. So the GFS has a lot of that rain kicking off across the Gulf, in the Gulf of Mexico, obviously, but it does show like southern Florida, really getting some heavy precip, like well over 2 inches. Some areas here, according to GFS. Now take this with a grain of salt, because models aren't perfect after all, but we could have upwards of 4 to 6 inches of rain in southern Florida, according to the central side, maybe up to an inch. Nothing too spectacular, but for the southern side, that could be a bit of a problem. That could be a bit of an issue, especially for flood-prone areas. That could be a bit of a problem. The models, let's see, we'll bring this up here to the Mid-Atlantic too, because the models do show a lot of rain also kicking up across the Mid-Atlantic here too. Wow. Okay, so some of this will be snow up here, as we talked about, but down here in the south by like the Carolinas here, I mean, definitely looks like we could get a bit of precipitation there. We're talking maybe anywhere from 1 to 3 inches of 1 to 3 inches. Oh, date does need updated. You know what? I forgot to update everything. Literally everything is out of date. So, whoops. Hold on. Let me fix that real quickly. We'll put a level 2 for now. And thanks to you for pointing that out, my friend. Let's see here. What's today's date? 21st? Yes, sir. 21st. Okay. There we go. Okay. Also, let me hide that because that's out of date too. Anyways, but yeah, so 1 to 3 inches. I'd say, honestly, more 1 to 2 inches. Locally up to maybe 3, but good amount of rainfall for those areas as well by the Carolinas. Now, let me hop to the Euro. Like I said, it's obviously a good idea to get more than one model opinion, of course. Because models are, first of all, not perfect. But look at this. Yeah, wow. So this model here, it honestly agrees with the GFS, the ECMWF here. It's actually agreeing on some heavy rainfall down south here. Let's see. So we're not as much as the GFS, because remember the GFS was showing like 4 to 6 inches of rain for southern Florida. But now it's this model has this right around like 1, 2, maybe 2.5. Also, not as much for the Carolinas, so there is a bit of model differential there. Pilot Dude, member for 14 months, man. Category 3. Wow, dude, big supporter coming in from Pilot. Thank you, dude. Appreciate it. Want to say sorry for not being here. Dude, I haven't been here in the last couple of days either. I've taken a mental break because it's been a while since I've had a break. Anyways, let's see here. Been really busy. Me too, man. Super sorry. Anyone in the chat still here? Just very sorry. Dude, you're fine, man. You are a good pilot. Don't worry about it, man. Like I said, we took a couple days off ourselves, so much needed break. Much needed break. So you're good, man. Don't worry about it. But thank you for the support, dude. I really appreciate that. And hope all is well with you, man. That I do. So yeah, like I said, a lot of rainfall will be involved with this event. Still, obviously, a little iffy on the. Let's see here. Obviously, a little iffy on the exact accumulations and stuff like that. So here's the blend of models. This is basically a mash of models that you kind of put together here. So the way this model works is it takes a bunch of outputs and inputs that into a different model, which basically kind of gives you a better overall. If you're going to trust any of these, this would probably be the best one to trust, no, to be honest with you. And this model is kind of right between the European model as well as the GFS that we were talking about, maybe 2, 3, local 4 inches possible. That's a lot of rain, though. That is a lot of rain, and that's a bit of an issue for those low-lying areas, but we'll just have to see. It does have a bit more kicking up out there by like eastern North Carolina, eastern South Carolina, maybe 2 to 3 inches or so. Yeah, pretty good streak of rainfall out there. So that's something to look out for as well. Let's see here, Carissa. What's up, Carissa? Member for 2 months. Appreciate it, Cat One Club. Thank you so much, Carissa. Saying stay safe. Much love. Thanks, Andrew, for all you do. A best channel, Monze community. Thank you, Carissa. Appreciate that very much. Thank you, guys. Much love to you. And you guys definitely help keep this possible. So thank you so much for all y'all support. So one thing I do want to mention, I'm glad I remember this. So we are going to be seeing a bit of winds out of this event too, out there towards Florida. But Florida's always used to having heavy winds. I mean, it's Florida. I mean, we have hurricanes a lot. So we're seeing gusts 30s. Maybe 40s, nothing too wild, but I just wanted to mention that. It could be a problem for boaters, obviously, even in those winds, as it could create, hazardous seas and stuff like that. But the winds really do amplify off the coast of the Carolinas. That's actually something I want to bring up with you guys as well. With this system coming through, look at this. Yeah, we're going to have some quite strong winds off the coast here of the Carolinas, which, obviously with those strong winds, once again, could be a problem to the marinists out there. So we'll keep an eye out there for that. Spring break is at the end of next week. Oh my gosh. You know what? I just realized, we're coming up on Easter, right? Coming up on Easter. What's really crazy is that Easter this year is in March. It's in March. March 31st, I think, is Easter. Which also means we're getting close to my birthday. April 2nd. I'm going to be old. Anyways, yeah. So time flies, man. Time flies. We're almost out of March. It's almost April. It's hard to believe. Anyways, but back to weather. But yeah, these winds could also kick up across the Northeast too. Just keep an eye on it. Obviously, for the coastal people out there, just a bit of a heads up for you. As a system rolls through. This is basically for the 22nd, 23rd with those winds across the East Coast. Could be a bit of an issue, but that's what I wanted to mention there. All right, let's go and hop over here to these models. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in just a tad here. Let's go ahead and do a little breakdown on this severe weather coming up here. Curious to see it. I kind of waited for you guys so we could look at the models together. Because, well, obviously I wanted to kind of see what's going on. So the event is, so Sunday and Monday. Actually, I need to zoom out again. That doesn't fit perfectly. So Sunday and Monday, those are the days. Now, the GFS model does show, oh, shoot, didn't mean to do that. Does show a low pressure system. You can kind of see where it's at up here, up there by like Kansas, kind of western Kansas there. So we got a low pressure system kicking up. This is the main engine, per se, of the storm system, and a good little streak of instability. It doesn't look like a whole lot of instability according to this model, but I mean, GFS has never really been a good model to determine instability. But yeah, so late Sunday could definitely get that. What's really concerning, what's really concerning is that the winds across the atmosphere. So if you don't know, winds, not just on the surface, but throughout the atmosphere as a whole, is very important for thunderstorms and determining on how strong they are and what they end up doing. And in this case, we got some strong winds pointing northward at the lower atmosphere, and that could really kick up some tornadoes there, even with low instability. This determines on how much energy, how strong these winds are, could really determine a lot, in which you can actually see that thin line there. I'm going to grab a sounding. I don't know how good this sounding is going to be. Okay, so wow. First of all, wow. The winds out there, that wind structure, the kinematics, the winds are strong. I will tell you that. This is a strong low pressure system. The winds alone would support supercells. It's just determining on if storms can really fire, if they can really, get their act all together. But I tell you what, man, that's a bit interesting. I'm a little concerned about the thermodynamics on this, though, but you know what? The winds are there to support activity regarding like tornadoes and stuff, so we'll keep an eye on it. It looks like the GFS does pick up. Yeah, look at that. So for basically early Tuesday morning, you can actually see how we do have that instability throughout like East Texas and moving into Louisiana. I'm going to grab another sounding out here just to kind of see what's going on because, like I said, the threat goes from Sunday into Monday here. So let's see. Winds, first of all. Winds are still pretty strong, so that's good for overall storm development, and in this case, maybe some tornadoes because we do have a bit of that veering wind shear. So change in wind direction with altitude. Also speed shear, change in wind speeds with altitude. Pretty unstable atmosphere from what it looks like. Good lower level moisture. I think these storms could be pretty interesting. Very strong low level jet. That's what I'm mostly concerned about on this event because you can see just how strong these winds are. So day one of severe weather will be Sunday, in which that will allow for pretty strong lower level jet accompanied with some instability. It's still unsure of exactly how strong this or how unstable the atmospheres are going to be. There's still a lot of unknowns with that. But there could be uptrends and unstable conditions out there. But the winds are pretty rough to support, or they're pretty strong. So let's see here. Capes up to 1,500 near Houston. Yeah, I saw that. So yeah, we'll have to see. Like I said, GFS has never really been the best model to look at regarding instability. I've always noticed how it underperforms. Once we start tracking closer to the event, like mid-range models like NAM and stuff like that, that's typically whenever you get a lot more better information and stuff like that. So, but yeah, so the winds there, that's what I'm mostly concerned about is how strong those winds are. Because if the winds can really get a hold of that instability and a thunderstorm forms, I think there could really be some nasty supercells, given that environment, given that wind shear and all that stuff. I think there really could be some strong supercells with that. Because look at this. So like I said, we have a little opening here of instability. Not a whole lot. Once again, still not determined on if this is going to be 100% accurate, but look at the lower level jet. We're over 50 knots. Like 40 plus can give you significant tornadoes, EF2 plus, in which, we're talking a very strong lower level jet. Our mid-level jet even is pretty strong, about 70 knots in some areas. So even higher than that, obviously, in some areas, maybe 70, 80. But yeah, that's definitely a little iffy. So the winds are definitely supportive of that. And of course, as we work our way into Tuesday, it looks like a surface low develops. So as our low pressure system kicks up, it looks like we get another little low pressure system development over in eastern Texas, which continues to spark up a really strong or amplifies that lower level jet component or low level jet stream, in which a lot of instability could be over that. So that leads me to believe that maybe like eastern Texas and moving into Louisiana could have some nasty supercells and some nasty severe weather being a good possibility. So we'll see, man. We'll definitely see. Like I said, the winds are definitely there to support that. So we'll see. Let's see here. Is Kansas City at risk? So Kansas City is not, I don't believe, oh, did my camera go out? It did. Okay. So Kansas City is not at risk. You're going to be right on that risk. So you can see between Sunday, which this is Sunday, this is Monday. So Sunday, Monday, you can see between those two areas. Now, obviously, I think there could be a potential for severe weather in between as well. This is considered a level 2 threat, given it's a 15% risk, which that's equivalent to a slight risk level 2 threat on the scale to 5. And so, yeah, we're already talking a pretty good potential. But yeah, right now, Kansas City, we'll see how things pop off. By the way, yeah, my camera did cut out. It's just my dumb camera. We'll see, because models, they do show instability working towards Kansas City, as you can see. But once again, long-range models such as the GFS, the model we're looking at right now, is not the best to look at how unstable the atmosphere will be. That usually picks up in more confidence about 2 or 3 days before the event happens. And given this is Monday, we still have a couple days, obviously. So we'll see. We'll definitely see. We'll definitely keep an eye out there for that. And well, like I said, what I'm mostly concerned about is how strong our lower level winds are. This lower level jet, we call this LLJ, is very crucial for tornadoes and supercells. So just storms in general. I mean, this is very very concerning. Plus, with that instability, we'll go ahead and bring up here. Yeah, with that instability overlapping, you can see here. I mean, in a very strong lower level jet, some areas over 50 knots. I mean, could be pretty potent. Let's see here. Brandon says, hello everyone, new subscriber here, watching from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. What's up, Brandon? Hope you're doing good, man. Thank you for subscribing, appreciate it. And we've actually had other people from Broken Arrow. Pretty neat. But Brandon, thanks for subscribing, man. Appreciate it. So yeah, we'll just watch that. So first of all, let me actually go ahead and zoom out to the big picture here, you guys. So once again, you can see this massive low that develops here. So this is for Monday. Late Sunday here. So Sunday, we get ourselves a low pressure system, very strong low develops, and this thing works its way up here to the northeast, really amplifying those lower level winds to the north, which that will allow for that turn in wind directions as you go up in the atmosphere. Because look at this. So our lower level winds here, about 4,000 feet up if you're wondering how high, and our winds about 20,000 feet up. You see how they change directions, how they're going more northeast the higher you go up. So that wind direction change is very important for tornadoes and damaging storms. So that's obviously with the instability and stuff like that we have available, not a whole lot according to GFS, but once again, GFS has never really been a good model to look at instability far out. So we'll just have to see how like the NAM and stuff like that picks up on that over time. But I'll tell you what, man, it's interesting to see how that plays off. So yeah, once again, we get that low, and then we track our way into Monday, and look what happens here. It's like we get another little low that develops a little further south. So we got the main low, the main system here, and you got a little, I wouldn't call it a vortice. It's not a vortice. It's a little vortex here that does develop a little bit of a, once again, yeah, surface low that develops, in which that does amplify, kicks up that lower level jet for the southeast and for the Gulf states. And with the available instability, according to GFS, it's actually pretty high. GFS, usually when you see instability this high, it usually plays out. I mean, yeah, this goes well into not only like eastern Texas, as you can see there. So all of this with the parallel lines, all these parallel lines here, these are this is a capped environment, meaning that storms would not fire. But anytime you see a little break like this, that is basically the model saying there is no limitations to convection, basically meaning that the storms will freely be allowed to mature and develop, given the fact that there is strong winds as well. But yeah, so not only eastern Texas, but that does go into like Louisiana, obviously into portions like Mississippi and Alabama, in which, maybe could even kick up into Carolinas, maybe Florida down in time for maybe Tuesday, Wednesday. We'll see about that. It's a little far-fetched at this point, but right now we're just paying attention to mostly these areas. So I'm going to grab a sounding. Let's go ahead and grab a view across, let's just pick southern Mississippi here. I'm not going to grab a cherry pick sounding. I'm not going to grab the heaviest instability like some people would, but okay, so this environment, I mostly see speed shear. I don't see much change in wind direction. So that I don't think would have a really high tornado probability. I think that would mostly be damaging winds. Given the fact we have a lot of our downdraft cape, our D cape, that is pretty high, which obviously, considering we also have really strong lower level winds, but those two combined, your storm's downdraft, so that cool air that's coming back down to the ground, is going to be pretty strong. And there's going to be a lot of strong winds on that, which, I think damaging winds, potentially significant winds, if this trend continues, could occur. Also, hail, I'd say pretty dry mid-level atmosphere, given the fact we do have a bit of instability across the hail development zone. I think that could kick off some hail, mostly hail and damaging winds. This says tornado. I'm not saying there's not going to be any tornadoes, which I definitely would say it's possible. But I think the main threat is actually between winds on this sounding here. So we'll see. We'll see how that matures. Let's work our way out to Alabama here. Let's go and grab like one let's just say right in the middle side. It's kind of near Birmingham in a way. So same thing, yeah. Winds are mostly linear, basically meaning that throughout the atmosphere, even from the surface to way up in the atmosphere, the winds are pointing in the same direction. So for tornadoes and stuff like that, you really want those winds to change, and you really see those wind directions change in the lower atmosphere. It's that sudden change in wind directions and wind speeds that allows for that, that cyclonic activity to occur, which can produce tornadoes, obviously. That is the environment in which that seems more likely, I'm thinking, for the Oklahoma area. So to my folks out there in Oklahoma, still a little early to know exactly what the conditions are going to be. But given the fact of what the models have been saying for the last little bit, given our strong winds and stuff like that, yeah, it's definitely interesting. So let's see. So yeah, you can see how there is a lot more change in wind direction here, which is needed for supercells. Not as much instability. There's really not a whole lot of instability here, but like I said, models, GFS in particular does not do very well. Dew point's very low as well. I think storms would probably have a bit of a hard time firing here, but other than that, the wind itself to support it is very perfect. I mean, it's literally perfect, like textbook type of stuff here. Strong lower level jet, pretty much northerlies, changing to northeasterlies. But this sounding's pretty elevated here, meaning that, more than likely that wouldn't be too much of a tornadic environment. But, once again, models, that brings us back to models aren't perfect, and we'll just have to see how things roll. Yeah, so NAM model. Oh, wow. So here's the NAM. You can actually see the NAM does show a bit of higher instability. So that's exactly what I was telling you guys, is that, the mid-range models, they're a lot more accurate on the instability. I've noticed over the last, several years, I've noticed. But it's been very prominent in the last couple of events. The GFS in the early stages of us tracking an event far out, the GFS doesn't show that much instability, but once mid-range models come in, as we get closer to the events, then we start to get a lot more of that instability. As you can see, over 1,000, actually nearly some areas over 1,500 versus the GFS showing us like maybe not even 1,000. So there's a big difference there in instability. So that is what really needs to be worked out there. Lower level winds, though, hey, you know what? Both models got that down, man. Both models have that down. Really strong, wicked strong lower level jet there, which I think really could support some nasty storms. Some supercells and tornadoes and damaging winds, hail, all that stuff could be a thing there. So yeah, we'll watch it. We'll definitely watch it. What's up, Scott? Hope you're doing good, man. Glad to have you here. Let's see here. Oh, sorry about that, y'all. I didn't mean to. I don't know if you heard that bump or not. Let's see here. What's up? Is it Jeannie? I think it is. Or sorry, Jeanne. Oh my gosh, dude. It's been a while since I've. Oh, buddy. Here, let me try to get my camera back up and running here again. There we go. My camera's been being stupid lately. I need to get a new camera. That's kind of the whole thing. It's just been acting up lately. Let's see. It could change. We'll see. Wade. That's definitely one of the things is we'll see how that changes. But right there. I mean, just looking at that. I mean, you can see GFS showing that really strong lower level jet, and also the NAM showing that same thing. So the lower level winds are pretty much agreed upon at this point. European model, the ECMWF still shows that lower level jet over 40 knots for the most part, which it's pretty pretty serious. Let's see, around 50 dew points. So sometimes in events you can have lower dew points, especially out here in these areas of the country. Your dew points can be lower in some of these portions out by the Central Plains for severe weather to kick off. It's very interesting how it works, but it can happen. It definitely can happen, but we'll see. Let's see. Let me pull up our dew points here. See, our dew points do get in the 50s, which that's considered pretty low for severe weather and stuff like that. Obviously by the Gulf Coast, we're in the 60s, which is like the Goldilocks zone, basically. But it can happen. And I have seen a lot of events with low dew points out in this region of the country play pretty well. play pretty well. So that I'm not really concerned about, honestly. That I'm not really too concerned about, to be honest with you. But we'll see. Let's see here. If Cape is over 1,500, it doesn't really matter. Pretty much. I mean, yeah, instability, really over 1,000 is, pretty much good to go. I mean, obviously, the higher the instability, the greater the vertical velocities, which, instability at that point getting higher would be worse for, like, hail development because, you need some fat Cape, you need some unstable air and all that stuff to kick off and all that stuff. But you can see in this model, I'm really concerned, honestly, for like eastern Texas per se, maybe like Louisiana areas, because not only do we still have, look at this, not only do we still have this really or decent lower level jet here for the most part, over 40 knots, but also we have those dew points there, reaching up in the 60s, which is, good, like we were talking about, pretty much the Goldilocks zone. On top of that. So, and of course, instability wise too. I mean, the instability available is a bit higher according to GFS here. Actually, hold on, let's see. I'm not even on the right model there. There we go. That's the latest one. Yeah. So this one shows that dew points here. You can see. Oh, there we go. I was about to say that didn't line up very well, but there you go. Yeah, so you can see those rich dew points, nearly 70, which is lower level moisture, very good for storms, and our instability over that point is over 1,500, and our lower level jet here is about 40 knots. So that, like I said, that's the ingredients. That's some pretty good ingredient mixing going on there, and like I said, it's a little concerning to see, because you can see in particular model we do have a little sub low, we'll call it, that does develop. The main low pressure system is way up to the north by like Iowa, but we get another little low pressure system that does develop over like eastern Texas, which helps amplify those lower level winds there, which allows for obviously some tornadic potential. The curvature in our photographs basically telling us that winds are changing in directions and speeds as we go aloft. So let me grab a sounding here. We're going to pick one up here. So that is a very weird photograph there. It's like, okay. Interesting. But yeah, so you can see right here, for example, the winds, they start at the surface, they're moving northbound, and you can see how they slowly change directions, and they do point a different way. And here at the surface, you can see we have those wind barbs under 50, and then as we go aloft, they do increase. And actually, very strong upper level jet stream. I mean, we're almost at 150 knots here, about 12 kilometers up. I mean, that's not too important for storms, considering the storm tops would be just below 12 kilometers, right at your equilibrium level. So that's right around where your top of the storms would be, for the most part. Storm clouds would go a little higher than that, but the convection would stop right at EL. So that's that. So yeah, right around 12 kilometers, I'd say probably where the storm tops would be, given that environment. But yeah, very strong winds. that I can tell you, and that's the most concerning part. That's what I'm mostly concerned about, is our lower level jet here. For both days. I mean, for both both for Sunday and Monday. So we'll definitely see. Robert says West Tennessee. So yeah, Tennessee, western side. We are at threat. I'm going to go ahead and bring you over here back to the SPC. This is the official forecasters from Norman, and you can actually see that they do have a risk here for Sunday. Well, first of all, this is across like Texas, western Oklahoma, Kansas. Then we work our way over here into pretty much Monday. Monday, I think, is going to be the bigger day overall. I mean, we'll see. I mean, given what I'm looking at now, there's more rich dew points, so there's more moisture available for these storms. There's more stronger, more unstable atmosphere according to the models. That could obviously change. We could get more instability up in Oklahoma, which I wouldn't be surprised, given the models like the NAM and stuff like that starting to get towards the event. But you know what? So western Tennessee is included. We got Mississippi included as well, in Louisiana, Arkansas. You guys are at risk regarding severe weather, and some pretty big populated areas like Memphis, Shreveport, Louisiana, Little Rock, Arkansas, Jackson, Mississippi, Jackson, Tennessee. Some of those regions out there could be at risk. And the SPC, they did mention. Look at this. So in addition, large hail and a couple of tornadoes. You can actually see, look at this, squall line. So that basically is a long line of storms, evolving squall line, increasing risk for severe winds. So damaging winds. In addition, large hail and a couple of tornadoes. So it's an all hazards threat. It's an all hazards threat for late Sunday evening. So that's a bit concerning, considering it's nighttime. That's obviously a bit of an issue there. Nighttime tornadoes don't mix very well. Nighttime plus tornadoes is not very good. We'll definitely watch this event very closely. I'll keep you guys updated over this next couple of days, and we'll make sure you guys are, well weather aware, and I'll give you guys the latest information and stuff like that. So, just to let you guys know what's going on with this event, but. Just given from a forecaster's perspective, given the lower level winds and just the wind shear in general, that's a bit concerning. Once again, our moisture supply, especially for Monday, pretty good as we get that surface low. A little bit of a, another little low system, a little sub low, we'll call it. Low pressure system that develops in East Texas, which helps amplify that lower level jet above 50 knots again in some areas, more out east, and more instability, more unstable air in that region. So yeah, we'll just see what happens. Let's see. Should Monday be the? Let's see. Should Monday? That will be the worst, I think. Plus, squall line could evolve into a derecho. We'll see, Wade. I mean, I do agree with you. I think that Monday will be the biggest threat. This actually extends into Tuesday, believe it or not. So this is actually Tuesday for Louisiana, according to GFS. You can see 09 Zulu. Let's see here. 04 Zulu, I believe, is midnight Eastern. So this would be 1 a.m. Central, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that's that. For 06 Zulu. Could be wrong. But around that time. It's obviously nighttime at this point. But yeah, and then we get that big instability working in by 09 Zulu. I mean, that's definitely nighttime at that point. So yeah, these ingredients here unfortunately come together at night. With that surface low developing, or the sub low we were talking about, amplified lower level jet, about 45 knots, maybe 50 knots according to GFS, and good moisture like we were talking about. Dew points well almost in the 70s. Pretty good mixture. So instability, kinematics given the wind shear, and obviously our dew points and stuff like that. It's in place, unfortunately. So we're basically, picture it as baking a cake, y'all. I mean, if you have too much of one ingredient, it doesn't turn out well. But if you have a lot of ingredients, if you follow directions, if you do it correctly, then of course it turns out well. And from what it looks like, this is pretty good. This is turning out pretty good, it looks like. So, I mean, we'll just keep an eye on it. But yeah, that's really all the information I have for you guys, honestly. I mean, that's just, models and keeping up with the models and stuff like that. So, once again, we'll keep you all updated. But yeah, so we're gonna head off here pretty soon. I know my webcam went out. My stupid camera. I need to buy a new camera, but money's a little tight right now, so can't afford that at the moment. But whenever I get paid and stuff like that, I will definitely put money aside to buy a new camera, so that we don't have to worry about my camera cutting out all the time anymore. So. So yeah, I'm working on that. Don't worry, y'all. And I'm sorry that my camera's out. Like I said, I'd love to have a new cam. Hope to get that here soon. But yeah, so we basically talked about it. All that we need to. I mean, once again, over the next couple days, we got severe weather, including today. Like Texas, Louisiana, got a little marginal risk out there. No tornadoes, thankfully. Just some damaging wind gusts across the Brown. 5% chance. Around 60 mile an hour wind gusts being possible. Hail. 5% chance as well. Possibly up to quarter size could be a possibility. Tomorrow we do have a small tornado threat out there towards the Gulf Coast, even southern Florida, by portions out there by let's see here, portions out there by Miami, inside that 2%, and Key West and some of those regions. And of course we have southeastern Louisiana, southern Mississippi, southern Alabama, Panhandle portion out there by Florida and all that stuff. And also damaging winds for both areas, but there is a hail threat just for the Gulf Coast by Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and Florida. Mostly out there by Mobile and some areas by Gulfport and some of those regions. We'll be at the risk there for that. But then, like I said, yeah, day 3, little marginals, nothing too big. And, of course, we work right into Sunday. That's where it all begins. That's where it all kicks off here. Central Kansas, like I said, central Kansas, western Oklahoma, portions out there by, like northern Texas, kind of a north, I guess we'll consider that northwest Texas, including the eastern panhandle, which includes Wichita Falls, I believe, right on that area. I think Wichita Falls is right there. So it does include Wichita, Kansas, I can tell you that one. But two totally different areas. But yeah, those areas for Sunday. And of course, Monday I think has good potential kicking off here, and so we'll see. And unfortunately, like we were talking about, from what the models were showing us, looks like it's going to be a nighttime event mostly, which is not good for obvious reasons. I mean, people going to bed and not paying attention to, not really paying attention to severe weather and all that stuff could be a bit of a dangerous situation, unfortunately, but. We'll keep an eye on it. We'll definitely watch. And, once again, by far the most concerning thing that I see here is those winds. Those low-level winds, very important for supercells, for tornadoes, non-tornadoes even, like hail and damaging winds. I mean, that's very important. And I tell you what, this is pretty good. This is a good setup regarding the winds. So the kinematics, I'm not concerned about. Even our instability in some areas is pretty high. Pretty high. I mean, not too crazy, but over 1,000 joules per kilogram, which is good enough. And we'll see, man. We'll definitely see how this plays out. There's still a couple days for models to render, and we still got a lot more information we need to gather before we can really make some bold assumptions. But overall, it seems like things are coming together. Lisa says, thank you, live by golf court. No problem. You're very welcome, my friend. Very, very welcome. And, so as we were talking about, you can see that frontal system rolling through here. And you can see the instability does work its way in towards, like Gulfport, as we were talking about. You can see the instability here, nearly 1,000. Lower level jet over 50 knots, or near 50 knots, which is a little concerning. And mid-level jet's very, very strong as well. So let's see. What about our dew points? Yeah. Oh, wow. So, yeah, really, really rich dew points there. I mean, we're nearly 70. We're at 70 in some areas. So, man, oh, man. I'm going to grab a sounding by Gulfport just for, why not? Just to kind of see what's going on here. So that's interesting. So you can see how... and you can see those low-level winds there, so look real closely on that little barb. So this is surface, by the way. This is ground level. See how that little barb is pointing north? So that's our winds. They're going north here. And you can see as we go up in the atmosphere, the wind direction changes pretty much to the northeast here. So that sudden change in wind directions and increasing in speeds, as shown on these little barbs here, that is what you need for supercells, tornadic activity, and for all the above. And of course, instability, high dew points. It's there. It's there. So we'll keep an eye on it. All right, y'all. Let's see. So not a tornado day. No. Sowing this will today. Not a tornado day. No. But we're talking Sunday and Monday. Yes. Sunday, Monday, tornadoes will be a concern. And I think honestly a pretty big concern. It's a little early to be too confident on this, but the way it's looking, I think there could be significant tornadoes. I think we could have some big ones. Given the fact of our kinematics, given the fact of how strong the lower level winds are, instability still needs to be looked at, and of course our dew points. Once again, rich moisture in our lower levels. It's all good for tornadoes. Tornadoes need that warm air coming in. They need that cool air coming down, and so we'll see. What camera do I need? I just need a webcam that I can get. I want to get a good camera though. I'm not gonna get like a normal webcam. I'm gonna end up buying me like an actual camera. Let's see here. Anything over 150 sustained is going to destroy what? I mean, yeah, that's obviously not good. 150 sustained. That's. I think that's right at the significant line. I'm pretty sure. Anyways, y'all. But all right, you guys. Well, I think we're gonna roll off here. I got some things I got to do here, so we're gonna go ahead and head off here, y'all. Once again, I appreciate y'all for joining us today. Like I said, it's been a few minutes since we've hung out last, and like I said, sorry about that. I had to take a break. It caught up to me. I had a lot of things in my personal life going on and all that stuff. So, just know I love you guys. Know I appreciate y'all, and I'm gonna do whatever I can to help keep y'all prepared, keep you guys weather aware, and all that stuff. And but yeah, Kimberly says, see, where's the potential for Sunday and Monday? Good question. So yeah, so for Sunday, let me bring back up this PC. So here's Sunday's threat. So Sunday's threat's mostly for, like Eastern Panhandle, Texas, going through western Oklahoma, kicking through straight into central Kansas, as you can see. And of course, we have ourselves, you can see a little sliver in south central Nebraska, but we'll see about how far it goes up north. A little kind of taking it to the grain of salt at that point. Just know that this risk area will change. I want to make that clear. This will change by the time we get to the event. This is just a little area of possibility. And then here's Monday. Monday's threat goes into Louisiana, portions of Arkansas. We got Tennessee. We got portions of Mississippi. Okay, so we'll definitely watch out there for that. Can I please do more of these? I enjoy them. Of course, Lude. Yeah, I try to. I try to do these every day. I try to do these every day, but lately, last couple days, I haven't because, I haven't had a break in a while, and I needed one. Plus, I had a lot of crazy stuff going on in my personal life. Like I said, a lot of things going on, my friend. But, I will definitely keep you guys posted. We're back. I'm not going to disappear off the face of the earth for 5 days again. It was actually 3 days because I did do a video 3 days ago about this event. Well, there's not the severe part, but the other parts of it. But yeah, you guys, well, like I said, we're going to be here for you. I'm not going to leave you guys hanging. I'm definitely not going to do that. I will keep you guys updated no matter what. So, you don't got to worry about it. And I do plan on doing coverages Sunday and Monday. I definitely plan to. And we'll just see about timing and stuff like that. And we'll keep you guys posted. All right. All right, people. Well, once again, thank you all for joining. Appreciate you guys. Thank you to all our members for the member support, guys. Thank you so much. We'll head more into Texas. There's a possibility it could. Once again, it just depends on what models start trending and all that stuff. But you can see how there is a bit of instability that does work throughout like eastern Texas and the day before, a little bit out there, maybe towards central Texas. We'll see, but. There's a lot of room for things to wiggle around. There's still a lot of room for things to change a bit. So we'll keep it on it. Definitely will watch out there for it. Thank you, Mike, for subscribing. Appreciate it, man. Waits and thanks for streaming. No problem. Glad to help out, my friends. And once again, we'll do another live stream tomorrow. I'm actually going to plan 2 live streams tomorrow. We're going to do one in the afternoon and one in the evening. So I will try to do 2 updates for you guys. Try to get 2 live streams out for you tomorrow. Either that or a video and a live stream. I'll figure that out tomorrow. But anyways, you guys. All right, y'all. Let's see. Mike says Tulsa. So Tulsa, you guys, you can kind of see here for late Sunday, early Monday, there will be maybe a bit of instability available. That still needs to be worked out with the models. But the model here does show it capped out. In simple terms, basically means that thunderstorms will have a very hard time forming, if just not form at all. What it is really is just a warm layer in our lower atmosphere, which prevents, that warmer air rising to continue to rise. Because for warm air to rise, for warm air to continue in a vertical motion, it needs to have an environmental temperature around it cooler than the parcel temperature, which is basically the rising warm air. It needs to be cooler around. And what happens is in the lower atmosphere, when you get a cap, which is what we're seeing here, it's a warm layer in our atmosphere, so as the warm air hits the warm air, it's not going to rise, because obviously cold air is more dense than warm air. And if warm air hits warm air, it's just not going to go anywhere, because it's not unstable. So yeah, just a little bit of a science lesson there. But anyways. All right, you guys. Y'all take care. Once again, we love you. Please be safe out there. And, once again, it's good to see you guys again. It's been a couple days, but we're back. We're back, and that's all that matters. Yeah, once again, we're watching out for this little guy. It could bring a few storms today across Texas. Once again, no tornadoes, so there's no need for coverage, nothing like that. Just a little bit of hail, small hail, and maybe some gusty winds, but that's really about it. Yeah, you can actually see those storms firing now by Abilene area, starting to kind of kick off. But once again, low-end severe warnings are expected today. We're not expecting much of anything crazy. Crazy stuff is forecasted for Sunday and Monday. All right, y'all. Once again, everybody, thanks for joining. Stream's heading off here in approximately 2 minutes. So go ahead and say goodbye to your friends, family, anybody you're hanging out with in the chat. Once again, y'all, much love to you. You guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Y'all take care. And once again, don't worry about this event. Obviously I can get it's a little scary sometimes. And just know we'll get through this together. And I will promise to keep you guys informed and updated as much as I can. Okay? So once again, no need to worry. It's all okay. We'll get through this. It's storm season, but like I said, we'll get through this. Everything will be all right. All right, guys. Y'all take care. Stream's heading off here in a minute 30, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, y'all. You guys take care. Catch you then.